This is the ViewSonic X2000 4K. It's a laser ultra short throw projector that can produce an incredible 100-inch screen from just 23 centimeters away from the wall. But is this a projector that you should be considering purchasing? Well, let's take a closer look. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. So first of all, thank you to ViewSonic for sending this projector across to me to review. They've not asked me to say anything good or bad about it, and after I've reviewed, I will be sending it back to them. Okay, the first thing to mention about this projector is that it's actually much more on the compact side than I was expecting. Inside the box, you get your usual paraphernalia. There's a little cloth to wipe the screen, the laser screen, and there's also the instructions as well as a remote control and various power cables, and that's really about it. But as I mentioned, this is much smaller than some of the projectors around. There's a handy guide for you to position the projector away from the wall, but it's not really necessary. And in that box, all there is 3 different power cables depending on where you live in the world. The remote control has got a really nice feel in the hand and it feels well made and good quality. And the best thing about it is, yes, it is backlit. And it has a gyroscope built in so that when you lift this, the light automatically comes on, which is a nice touch. First impressions of this projector is fantastic. It looks brilliant. Those of you that prefer a darker or a black projector will be pleased to hear that this does come in the black version as well, and that's called the X2000B 4K. But I love the fact that you've got almost the soundbar effect on the front, which is sound provided by Harman Kardon, and then all of the ports are on the back, 2 HDMI, 1 USB, an audio out, an AV in, and a LAN port, and you've also got a USB on the side, and there's 2 little dials for adjusting the feet, one either side. The projector has a 0.22 ultra short throw ratio, which means that you'll be projecting a 100-inch screen from just 23 centimeters away from the wall. The projector measures 45 centimeters wide by around 33 centimeters deep. As with many of these laser projectors, there is a 4-point keystone correction. Now this is designed for you to get the very best positioning on the wall. I do recommend, however, that you position the projector as close as possible to perfect, so the minor adjustments are kept to an absolute minimum. You also have a 60-point warp mode. Now this is where you can go in and make minute details to that screen adjustment. Now you can even put this projector against a curved wall. With this warp effect, you can actually make it look brilliant on a curved wall, something like this. Now those of you that have had a ViewSonic projector in the past may well be familiar with the fairly basic interface. Now I don't think that's a bad thing, because rather than spending money on licensing all of the different apps going onto their own system, they've spent it all on the projector. And a Fire Stick or an Apple TV, most people have, and so therefore I definitely recommend avoiding any of the apps on the built-in App Store and just going for a third-party device. You're definitely going to get a better experience. What is good though is the menu system and all of the adjustments. It's very clear, easy to use, and very, very straightforward. You can change things to your heart's content and hopefully get the settings how you exactly want them. As with any projector, the lighter the room, the worse the picture. However, I have to say that this is just 2000 ANSI lumens, and I was surprised how bright it was. I wasn't expecting it to perform so well in these really bright conditions. But as you can see on the right hand side there, I'm lowering the blind and that picture will begin to pop. And obviously the darker the room, the better the performance. But this can definitely handle being in a lighter room. It's definitely watchable, and certainly in a room with ambient light like this now, with lamps and lights on, it definitely works really well. So don't think you're going to have to sit in a dark cave to get the best out of this projector. It really does work well in medium light rooms. ViewSonic are using the 2nd generation laser phosphor technology, which will give you 20,000 hour lifespan, which is going to be fine for the majority of people. It also has Cinema Super Color technology, which gives 100% of the Rec 709 color gamut. I found that the movie mode was the most color accurate out of the box, but if you do want to go in and change things, you can see from the menu in the bottom right corner, just by pressing the settings button when anything is playing, you can go in and make any tweaks or adjustments. You can even change things like the wall color to hopefully give you the most accurate picture. This is really down to you to decide how much you want to change it, but as I said, right out of the box, movie mode is very accurate. With most projectors of this type of lumens, HDR performance is limited due to the range that it can deliver. However, the sound is very impressive. 50 watts of speakers delivers incredible sound. So talking of sound, that Harman Kardon sound support features Dolby Audio and DTS support. You've also got excellent Bluetooth features. You can use this just as a soundbar and turn the screen off, and again you've got 50 watts of audio, and you can send the audio from the projector to a set of headphones if you want to listen but have a big screen experience but not have the sound interrupting other people. I was actually quite impressed with the black level and shadow detail on this projector. It really did a reasonably good job. Now, any projector is going to struggle to achieve true blacks, but this one didn't do a bad job at all, and it certainly wasn't something which would put me off. Now, one question that I'm often asked is, can you use this type of projector for everyday use? In effect, to replace your TV? And without a doubt, if your room suits it, the answer is yes. Of course, it is a little bit extravagant having a 100-inch screen, and do bear in mind we've already spoken about the limitations of a light room, so that does need to be considered. But if you consider this, on the left-hand wall there is my TV, that's a 65-inch TV, and then right set back against the wall is this screen, and it actually sometimes is less intrusive than what a TV can be. By the way, for gaming, this projector again is incredible. It's really difficult to explain in a video of how immersive it feels playing something like F1 on a screen of 100 inches. And the input lag on this projector is also not too bad at all. At 40 milliseconds, it's actually quite competitive with a lot of others out there. And certainly for occasional and casual gamers, it's going to be plenty fast enough. By the way, have you just seen how I've been taken out twice there? Now, whereas this projector probably is a little bit weaker in HDR content, it definitely does a fantastic job at SDR content. And with that color accuracy, it's definitely for watching normal standard content like TV, cable, satellite. It's an absolute joy, and it's definitely well worth it. So let's just cover off some of those features and also some that I've not mentioned. The screen size of this projector ranges from 65 to 150 inches, although I do have to say around the 100 inches is definitely the sweet spot. This projector, I've not mentioned it and not tested it, does support 3D, which is great. A lot of these laser projectors do not. It supports 3D in full HD. As I mentioned, there's HDR and HLG support. It's powered by a 4K laser, and it's a true 4K laser technology. The sound system is from Harman Kardon and it's 50 watts. You have two 15-watt woofers and two 10-watt speakers. The lifespan of this projector is 20,000 hours. So to give you an idea, that's 4 hours a day for 13 years. It's available in a black or white color, so therefore it should fit into most people's setup. And finally, the audible noise is just around 30 to 32 decibels. Certainly, it's not noticeable when you're watching movies, playing games. In some very quiet scenes of TV, you do hear it, but it's certainly not obstructive and it doesn't get in the way of enjoying the content. So guys, my final thoughts are that this is definitely a projector that you ought to consider. It's one of the best that we've tested in 2022. I love the form factor, I think it looks great, it delivers an incredible picture and the sound is fantastic. And with added features like 3D support, this is a really affordable choice considering the competition out there, and it's definitely one that you ought to look at. Thanks for watching this video. If there's any questions, just pop them in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them. See you on the next one, guys.